Okay, so basically, as I said before, this is your work plane, the blue box here, and you can actually change the size to whatever you want. Probably I want it with a bigger, I like to normally work on a bigger work plane, 250 by probably 250, and then everything is in millimeters. Upgrade the grid, so we have a bigger work plane. So the first thing that we need to do is actually we just first use the basic shape, drag the box, and then we're going to change the dimension. I think we will use the last dimension that we are doing for our rectangle, probably 60 by 100 again, and we're just going to let the height remain the same. We're going to make a curve over here, right? We're going to make a curve over here. Sorry, what I'm going to do probably, yeah, put 100. I'm going to make a curve over here. What we're going to do, I'm going to show a different way how to make the curve. So we're going to drag two cylinder, one over here and one over here. And then what we're going to do, we're actually going to drag a box and then put somewhere in between there, and then we're just going to just drag the box. This is another method to actually enlarge the size. Okay, and what we are going to do now, I'm just going to make the rectangle and the box into one piece. So click the first small box and then pressing your shift key, click the second box, and we're going to group it so it become one box. The reason I'm going to do that because I'm going to align this particular box with the whole box over here. So we're going to make the circle in line as nicely as we can. So I'm going to click the first shape, the cylinder, and then the box, and then using the alignment tool, we try to make it together. Let's have a look where it's in the line. Yes, it's in line. Okay, so we're just going to make it into one piece again. Select the cylinder and the grid box, and we're going to group it. Okay, and for the last cylinder, we also need to align it because as you can see that the cylinder is out of alignment. So same thing, select the cylinder and the box, select the alignment tool, and we can actually align it, or actually, yep, align it. And as you can see, as the cylinder is in align with the box, so it looks quite nice, right? So this is another method for you guys to do your radius or chamfer. Okay, click on it, so we make into one box. And then if you don't like this color, right, you can actually, what they call it, select another color to your liking, whatever it is. Okay, probably a bit more obvious. I think I probably use that. Okay, then you can use it now. Okay, so we get, so now you have your box with the radius on it. Okay, the second thing, that something new that we're going to do, we're actually going to make 4 wheel attached to the box over here. All right, so if we pull the cylinder or drag the cylinder, our cylinder will be out right here. Okay, and what will happen if you want to make your cylinder stand, you need to change the to 90 degrees. Okay, but another method that we can do, we can actually make a work plane on it. So here's what happened actually. Okay, when you actually drag the work plane and place it on the surface over here, you will have a new work plane. Okay, when we push the cylinder, when I drag the cylinder, see, instead of these particular surfaces resting on the blue work plane, now it's resting on the orange work plane. Right, now we're going to make this will be a wheel. Probably we're going to make it probably slightly larger, maybe 40 by 40. I'm not sure whether it's too big. Yep, not that bad. I think too big. Okay, probably 35. 35. And I think how should look the height? Yep, too big. I think the height we can actually reduce it maybe by 15. Okay, so this will be the wheel set. All right, so this particular cylinder will be just going over the work plane. All right, now we're going to have four. We're going to make 4 of this wheel, or probably the easiest way, we're going to have a the wheel, 4 wheel, and 2 pivot. All right, so we're going to have another cylinder, and probably we're going to make it just going to make, okay, we're going to make the size a bit smaller, probably 8 by 8, and then we're going to make the height probably, because you're going to run across the purple block. So the purple block is actually 60, so maybe we can make it to 80. Right, so we have, so maybe we can change the color to differentiate it. So we have your pivot, right, and your wheel over here. We're going to make 2 of them, so probably make another one. To make another similar cylinder, click on it and just duplicate it, and then clicking on that, you just drag it. Right, now we're going to make the wheel. So what I'm going to do actually, probably I'm just going to put it over here and make it align the spindle here using the align tool. See, to make it center. Right, now it's center. So likewise, we're going to actually probably, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this into one piece. So click it together and join them together, right? So they are one piece. Now, so I'm going to actually push it all the way in. Let's see if that's putting out now. Right, probably we can change it, make it a bit slightly longer, maybe 90. Okay, yeah, now that's much better, than more area to play with. So we have that. Okay, so the next step actually is just to have your wheel over here line together with the spindle there. So I'm going to actually make it align together. No, that's not good. Yep, much better. Alright, just probably what they call it, minus it and see how it goes. Yes, that's it. Okay, so we're going what you call it. So we have that too. So we have our first pair of wheel. I'm going now. What we're going to do, we're going to actually remove the work plane over here. So to do that, we're going to actually go to the work plane over here, click on it, and just put it anywhere outside the box, and your work plane will be gone. Now, as you can see, that a wheel is actually beneath the work plane, so we need to put it up. So to do that, the best thing to do is actually, what do you call it? We click first everything to become one piece, group it together, and then likewise on the group it together first, and then we can actually lift it above the work plane, put it to 0, and then we'll be on the plane, and then we can ungroup it again. Okay,
Mr. I've got a question.
yes.
Can you move it without grouping it? So like when you press shift on each object and just drag it up?
Yeah, you can drag it up.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Actually, you can do it individually, but I prefer to group it again, because if I want to move, like say, the whole assembly or only partial assembly, the best way is actually to group it together.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, now, so we have the first wheel set, and then we want the second wheel set, right? And then same thing, just select the wheel, and then you duplicate it, and then you can actually move it, right? I think what happened is okay, like, sorry about that. I'm going to actually move it further there. What happened actually? Yeah, I think I know why. Alright. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to duplicate this thing, the whole piece, duplicate it, and actually move it. Yep. So you have actually two wheels there. So we have actually our first wheel set, okay, the car, right? Now, so we've created the wheel, we created the body. Now, so we have also what you call it, know how to do it using the work plane. Okay, the second part is actually how are we going actually, let's say we want to make the text, right? So we just choose the text and numbers. And then what we're going to do is select text and put the text over here. And as you can see, the text is facing this way on the work plane. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to make it stand. So to do that, make it a bit closer there. Alright, I'm going to change it to 90 degrees. You can see what you call it. You can see the circle circumference, right? The protector there. Click on it, then press on the 0, and then change it to 90 degrees, and it will be stay upright. I'm going to put this text into the box over here. So what I'm going to do, and as you can see, the text is quite big. So just make it smaller. And not only that, I'm going to change the text. You just type over here. So for example, is you want to do it Telsa, whatever it is, or Tesla, the electrical car, yeah, you know what I mean. And you can change like multiple language. You can have change the height and even change the font. But I'm not going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to probably make it a bit slightly smaller. Okay, and now I can actually leave it up and push it inside there, wherever that one. Now, as you can see, what they call it, this thing is actually is probably make it a bit more inner. Alright, this thing, what you call it, is the embossing is facing out. Now I want it to be embossed in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select and put a hole in there, and then just by selecting the body, and then we group it, so you will have the indentation actually inside there. Jangan ada Tesla there. It's not too prominent probably. Right, so you can actually have two choices. You can have the embossing in or embossing out. So for this case, probably it's too embossing too much actually. Right. Okay, anyway, right, so that's what happened. Okay, I'm just going to make it solid again. I think it's too deep actually, sorry for this one. Yeah, it's too deep. Make it a bit in, a bit more 15, a bit more depth, and then probably put it a bit more in. Okay, make it much more obvious. So now then probably it will be quite obvious. Yeah. So you can actually, what do you call it, have your Tesla there. I'm just going to change that. Okay, I'm just going to tally this now. So the next thing beside the text here that we can do is actually, the last one will be our featured shape generator. So the shape generator allows you to shape to whatever shape that you want. So for example, right, I'm just dragging the extrusion over here, and you can see a box will come up down here. So what we can do, right, for example, if you actually move that particular box, it just follow the shape that we want to do. So you can have any shape that you want to. Okay, this is good if you want to make something that you want to draw. Okay, and then if you want to make it slightly larger, you can actually do it over here and make it larger. Okay, so this is the generator shape. So you want to put it on top there, no issue. Bring it over there. You can actually bring it forward, so somewhere in there, and then align it together with your car. Make it centralized. Yep, and then there you go, and then you can actually put it in. Okay, so there you go, guys. You have your car with your text and a wheel. So again, so that is actually